So guys, welcome to this training. I'm going to be breaking down the agency architecture system. This is the methodologies, the systems you can use to go from hustling as a freelancer, as a videographer, to developing the confidence, the skill sets and the systems to build out what we call a micro agency. And the reasons you might want to build a micro agency are if you're looking to stand out in the marketplace and you want to stand out from all the other content creators, all the other videographers, all the other creatives that are putting themselves out there for this work and potentially charging a lot less than you. If you want to be able to stand out in that marketplace, then you need to use this system. So the agency architecture is the building blocks to build a micro agency. And even if you're not looking to build an agency, but you want to be high paid for the work you do, you want to be a high paid creative, you want to increase your rates and be able to confidently go out and bring more clients into your business, then this is still the same premise, it's still the same systems and strategy. So whether you're looking to, like I say, build a micro agency, or you just want to thrive as a creative and have complete control, then you're still going to want to watch this video. So what I'm going to talk about is the same systems we've been using for other creatives. It's the same systems that's allowed me to build free multi-six-figure agencies. It's allowed me to travel the world working on projects, all the way up to $60,000. So I've used this methodology to not only help myself and build businesses around the world, but to help other creatives. And the reason I want to help creatives is because, one, I know how difficult it can be. I've been building businesses for over 12 years, and my first business, which at the age of 21 to the age of 26, I grew that to 25k a month in the UK in a small little town. Wasn't an affluent market. I didn't have tons of money to start it up. That was a business built out of complete hustle and absolutely backing myself. And through the process of building these businesses, I've had to go and find mentors. I've had to find people to learn from. Like, I didn't just learn all this from a book or a course or YouTube. I literally had to find out people that were doing what I wanted to achieve. And I learned from them. This took me around the world, different masterminds from America to Thailand, which, to be honest, are some of the best memories I've had in business, was just being amongst other people, because it inspired me. It inspired me to want to go push the limits, to believe in myself and to see something bigger than what was just in front of me. And that's the reason I like working with creatives. It's helping them see something that's bigger than directly in front of them. So if you're a creative, you're an agency owner, and you're wanting to go from maybe feeling stuck, maybe feeling lost, maybe just not quite sure on what those next steps are. Maybe you've achieved a good level of success already, but you're not quite sure, what do you need to do now? Like, maybe you're at 5, maybe you're at 10, maybe you've done 15k months, but you're not consistently there, or you're kind of yo-yoing in from good and bad months, and you've got no control over your actual lead generation. You've got no control of adding new clients into the business. And a lot of people can get stuck there where they do amazing work. They're really talented at the work they do, and because of that, they do get referrals. They get people pulling them into projects. And that's great. Like, building a business that way, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you wanted to have more control and have the ability to, bring more projects into the business when there aren't tons of referrals, being able to know that regardless of what happens in the economy, or regardless of what happens in your current network or your current referrals, if they slow down because their work slows down, you know that you're going to be able to go out and get more money in. You know you're going to be able to go out and get new clients into the business. You know you're going to be in control of your business. And for me, that's always been something that's been important, because I've wanted to keep pushing the boundaries. I've wanted to keep growing, and I've wanted to, build a life that I enjoy and invest in things that I've improved my life, whether it's a car, whether it's the house I live in, or whether it's going on holiday, where it's all these things that I want to experience. Everything these days costs money. So in order to grow and thrive and live a life that we enjoy, unfortunately, it does require capital. And if you wanted to do that, and you wanted to, know how to do that confidently, then I'm going to break down some of those secrets in this training. So, as I said, we teach the agency architecture system. What is it? Well, it's a methodology built around some of the principles in business. And the principles are attraction, conversion, and delivery. And those are the pillars in any business. Like, how you attract the right customers into your business is attraction. How you attract the right customers into your business is attraction. That's made up of pillars such as marketing, messaging. That's made up of pillars such as branding, marketing, messaging, media. Those are the components that make for a great attraction engine. Attraction engine being a campaign, all working coherently across the board to attract the right types of customers. Secondary, we've got conversion. Well, what is conversion? Conversion is sales, right? It's how you have conversations. It's how you pitch projects. It's how you manage that customer journey, set expectations, build desire, build trust, so that when you bring people into your circle, when you bring them into your business, they really want to work with you. They're excited to work with you. They see your value, and you're no longer haggling over price points. You're no longer charging the bare minimum or scrapping at projects just to get it over the line. It's really about working with businesses and on projects that you're actually excited to do, and with people that respect and see the value in what you can do for them. And lastly, it's delivery. So what is delivery? Well, delivery is systems. It's how you deliver your service, deliver your product. So in order to grow a business, there's different bottlenecks that arise at different times. When people are getting started, normally it's the attraction stage. They're not attracting the right customers, so they're not attracting the right leads, and they need to fix that system. They need to be able to, look at the market and be objective and look at what do we need to change to actually amplify this. Most creatives, in fact, really don't have an attraction system in place. They post to Instagram and they hope. What we help people build is a system to run advertising, to run campaigns, to develop their website, their messaging, and their brand to be a magnet in the marketplace. So most creators get stuck there. Other creators, as they're more successful, as they bring in more work and they bring in more clients, obviously there comes this point where infrastructure needs to be built, like whether that's hiring new people or it's putting software and systems in place to either buy back more of your time or to leverage other people to free up your time. And that's kind of a really good place to be in, especially if you've got the price points right. Like if you've got busy because you're working on big projects with big margins and now you need to go even further, awesome. But unfortunately, most creatives actually get stuck, which is actually a symptom of the attraction stage. Because they're taking on lots of small projects, they end up getting really busy and capped out because of the amount of clients they're having to work with. In order for them to do a 5K a month, I've had creatives work with us where they've been capped out. They're stuck at 5K a month because they're working all the days to get there. And then suddenly they're able to double, triple that, working the same amount of work because they simply take on bigger projects. They take on better clients with bigger margins. And ultimately, when you get to the delivery stage, when you're trying to evolve that, when you're trying to systemize and create leverage, especially if you're trying to hire people and hire good quality people, your projects need to have the margins baked into them. So if you're not charging enough, you're going to get to a point where you can't outsource and you can't delegate because there isn't the budget to do it. And that's quite a difficult situation to be in, where you literally can't do anything. So with all that said, I want to introduce the agency architecture system. So this is something I've developed more and more so over the last 5 to 6 years, but if I'm being truthful, this is elements that I've learned over the last 12, 13 years in business. And I've had to spend way over $120,000 learning from different people, different consultants. I didn't just learn about brand from one person and, marketing from one person. I've literally invested in different experts over the years to really understand brand, really understand marketing, really upskill in the sales process, and naturally over time you finesse, you refine these things, and you in real world you learn and improve. So what we do with the high paid creatives clients and developing the agency architecture system for themselves, a lot of it is just taken from what we do in our agency compound, from the onboarding systems to the proposal systems to the sales system to the delivery systems to the marketing systems. These are all built around what we're doing in our agency. And we can tell you with confidence, like what we're teaching is what we're doing right now. It's not stuff that we did 2 years ago. And you'll find this in the space where there's lots of marketers and mentors where they're teaching you something they did pre-COVID, right? They're teaching you stuff that used to work. But because marketing in the online world is just so fastly evolving, like you can't work like that. If you're using tactics that worked 5 years ago, like they probably won't work now. And what I will say as a caveat here, because I think it's important to distinguish, is that methods are many, principles are few. And what I mean by that? What I mean by that is the tactics, the methods, they will change over time, but the principles will always remain true. So one of the things that we teach within High Paid Creatives and teaching the agency architecture system is understanding marketing principles, understanding the principles of attraction, understanding the principles within conversion, and understanding the principles within systems and delivery. Because if you understand the principles, regardless of trends, regardless of things changing, principles don't. With that said, what we do arm you with as well is things that you can plug straight into your business. Most creatives get stuck because they're trying to figure everything out. They're trying to learn an encyclopedia of knowledge by watching different YouTube videos or following different people online and trying to learn and scrap at little bits. And the problem with that is you need the bandwidth to go and pull all of that information together, dissect it, implement it, and figure out which bits actually work for you and your business. So what we're doing in the agency architecture is not trying to teach you a million different things, and what we're giving is a growth plan and support system to actually plug these elements into your business so you can start attracting higher paying clients, you can start closing deals with more confidence, and you can start building a business that's actually sustainable, building a business that you can put systems in place, team in place, and if you really want to, a business that can grow by itself, run by itself while you travel the world. And I did that in my 20s. I built a business that actually allowed me to go travel around Asia, 3-4 months at a time whilst the business was still growing. I had a sales team in place, and that was a fun time in business. That was a great time in business. It allowed me to travel and explore and learn and see so many new things. And when I came back and I came back inspired, inevitably I moved into agency. I moved into setting up other businesses, and that's kind of what's brought me to here now. Like, I've been in the media industry for over 6 years. Through that time, I've been a partner in 3 different agencies. Sometimes at the symptoms of COVID, I used to live in Ibiza. I used to be filming projects over in Ibiza. I used to brand retreats in Ibiza. And then COVID happened, and I had to relocate from Ibiza back to the UK. And I had to pivot completely. I built a business called Iconic, where we literally focused on paid advertising. So it was a worlds away from filming DJs and stuff in Ibiza. The reason I share that is because what we're doing and what we're teaching isn't a one-trick pony. Like, this has worked in lots of different businesses for myself and for my clients. So at this part, let's put the pieces of the puzzle together. If you're a creative, you're an agency owner, you're a videographer, and you want to stand out, you want to attract premium clients or higher paying clients where you can pitch maybe retainers or bigger projects, and you're not quite sure how to do that, then it's really simple. You need to have a marketing system that brings in the right types of clients. Now, this can be email marketing, which is one tool that we use, but personally, my favorite is to use Meta Ads. Now, if you came to this channel and you're watching this video, so chances are you came across this video through Meta Ads. You saw an advert of mine, you've come into my content system, you've watched some of my videos, and now you're watching trainings like this. And this is a marketing system. It's a system to build know, like, and trust. And it's the same system you can employ in your creative business to start bringing the right clients into your world and then building a relationship with them. Now, the next step is to have what we call a conversion system in place, right? Which is a sales system. And the best way to approach sales is from one, just actually having a conversation and getting an understanding of what people want and making an offer to them based on your understanding and what you found out. But 2, to actually have a pitch deck, to have a system in place to show your work, to show the quality of your work in a really easy way. Now, sending links to your portfolio is not really a sales process. Sending an invoice with a price is not a sales process. Jumping onto a call and asking, like, what is the video, what do you need filmed, is not a sales process. A sales process should be based on a few pillars. It should be based on 1, getting an understanding of where that client's at, where they want to be, figuring out what the gap is, and then aligning your offer to do so. So for example, if a client wants to work with you, or a client is looking to grow their social media presence and they're looking to increase reach, then your video or your package or your offer needs to be framed in a way that helps them achieve that. If you go in and just say, we're going to create 10 reels or we're just going to create videos, like, there's no substance to it. So sales is all about aligning what you do with the problem they're trying to solve, right? The desire, the goal they're trying to work towards. And then delivery systems, to be honest, it's just about streamlining the process. If you can bring people on and you can start building a bit of a conveyor belt system, like, when someone signs up, you do X, Y, and Z, right? That is the process to create efficiency. That's the process to create more innovation. That is the process to be able to hire in people to fill gaps in the service. And ultimately, even if you're not building the team, that is the approach to develop systems and develop a service and experience that clients really fucking enjoy. Because if you're just winging it, stress pulled from pillar to post, you're not going to be delivering the best experience. So if you're someone who does pride yourself on creating great quality, cinematic productions, or, you have the vision of doing your best work, this isn't to take away from that. This is to help give you the opportunity to develop an even better service and experience. So with all that said and done, you're probably still thinking, how do I put all this together? How does this work for me? Well, I want to invite you to book a call, a one-to-one call, where we'll go through the agency architecture pillars, and I will speak in plain terms based on where you're at right now. So based on this call, we'll find out, well, Who is your niche? Who is your market? Who are you trying to help? What kind of clients do you actually want to bring in? What kind of problems do they have? How does your service solve that problem? And how can you start attracting more of those clients? And how can you start attracting more of those deals? And if that sounds like something you're interested in, click the link below to schedule a call, or shoot me a private message if you've got this in a DM, and we can take the next steps from there.